Good evening. I'm here this evening to share with you something special. Let me hope that you had a great day. Let me hope that you were productive. And if at all you had some challenges, that you were able to overcome them. So this evening, again, I'm here. I'm Dr. Miriam Smith, the host for Empowering New Nurses. I just hopped off a call and Zoom meeting with my mentor and my other colleagues. It was just so interesting because we were talking about like empowering and reaching individuals in different spheres. And that was exciting. That was indeed exciting. Getting the feedback from someone who had just come from a conference, empowering conference, and sharing how to make decisions. And of course, you got to get out there and do what you have to do, what's in your hand. So this evening, what's in your hand? What are some of the things that you would like to share, but you're ifing and butting about it? What are some of your talents? You realize that you have so many talents, you're not sure which one to start off with or to utilize. Well, you got to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. So maybe the one that you feel most comfortable with, start there. Say, what's in your hand? What are you capable of doing? I many times I refer to Jefferson, um, Edison, to Thomas Edison. I refer to him a lot because he's one of those individuals who made tried a lot and failed. But if you know, as he does, failure is the flip side of success. And I'm saying that to all of us this evening, that sometimes you think you're failing, but if you should analyze it, you realize that there's so many lessons to learn. And it's just gonna give you a new way to accomplish something else. That lesson learned from that, you won't have to go and make that mistake again. And so we're encouraged that not to give up if something didn't work out the way you wanted it to at first. But keep being consistent and keep trying. And of course, success will be yours. So good to see you. Good to see you. Hello, hello. So I will continue talking about this book until the other book comes up. But although I have Nurse, the Guide to Empower New Nurses in the Delivery of High Quality Care to All Patients, I come back again and I say that you can obtain this book on Amazon. It's a bestseller, Amazon. And my focus has been on new nurses. However, okay, following your dream. Thank you. So although you might not be a nurse, but you have a friend who is a nurse, or you yourself, I've covered subject matter content in it on communication, therapeutic, non-therapeutic communication. We all communicate, and effectively communicating is so important because if we do that, many, many problems could be avoided. You'll agree with me. Sometimes someone was not clear. So, for effective communication, or when we're communicating with each other, whether it's family, whether it's in the workplace, or whoever it is, it's important that your communication, our communication, should be clear. It's also, as we communicate, it should be relevant. And of course, when you think of to whom you're speaking, it should be pertaining to that sort of content at this time, to whom the population or your audience. You know, think of it should be brief, depending on what it is. It shouldn't be so long and drawn out that someone is not unsure of what you're really, the point you're getting to. So some brevity or conciseness should be a part of your consideration. In this book, I have had different areas that I've acknowledged and I've addressed on communication. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter which language you speak. It's communication. It's universal, regardless of our status, regardless of our educational qualification or credential, or race or ethnicity, and the list goes on. We need to communicate effectively. And that will make a big difference, even in relationships. You know, it might not be the workplace, but for the nurse, for example, it would be like, if I if I don't have clarity, that can be result in a high mistake. A mistake, the outcome can be some adversity. If we, it might be milder, but it can do that. That can happen. So it's very, very important to communicate effectively. You agree with me with that? And someone sent me something today in my email, and it was so empowering because the person was saying on being smart, you know, being smart, using words like resilience, using words like being confident, using words like being proud of, and of course, be kind and be responsible. Many times it is being said that people are not accountable for certain or for their behavior. Well, let me say tonight that we should be accountable for our behavior. That's why we reach out. That's why we, if we are not an expert in certain topics, it's important that we can learn. How do we learn? There are resources out there. Sometimes you channel into those spaces. You can attend conferences. You can attend workshops. You can go on the YouTube, like what you're doing here now, listening, and you can share. There are certain mentors, there are certain coaches, individuals who you consider resourceful, of course, and the list goes on. So this evening, I just want to tell someone how important it is to be themselves. That's important, because if you're not reminded that you are who you are, then you will be easily be persuaded by someone to be somebody else, and you won't be your true self. Remember tonight that you're an individual and that you're special. How important is that? As that person sent me that information today, just a text to say, you are smart, you are resourceful, you are confident. We have to affirm ourselves. We have to affirm ourselves. If we don't affirm ourselves, then who will affirm you? There are times people don't even see you, but you have to tell yourself that you know that who you are, and zero in on that. You have your goals, you set your goals, and you work towards your goals. I remember this writer who actually said that there are billions of cells. We have billions of brain cells, which we haven't utilized. But it was Thomas Edison who said, if you should use your capabilities, the capabilities within you, you would literally astound yourself. And that's one of the quotes that I've taken from him, because we are not utilizing enough of our brain cells. Right here, right under here, the cranium here, we have the frontal lobe. What is it responsible for? The frontal lobe is responsible for our reasoning, our intelligence. And many times we don't think, we don't stretch our imagination. We don't push enough. We are not consistent enough. We tend to start off and If there's a little challenge, fall back. No, we don't want that. We want to keep pushing and encourage one another. So, I'm about, as I said, it's alive. I wish you. All right, I'm saying hello, Marfus. I seen you, and I want you also, whatever your dreams are, your aspirations, to move forward. It's so, so important. As I said earlier, and I was on this on my mentors group, podcaster. You know, if you don't have known, I'm a podcast. If you go on podcast, you will see, you will see, thank you. You will see Bubba, you will see Bubba, you'll see on the podcast Empowering New Nurses. But although I've said for new nurses, there are others being empowered by. I was asked this evening. Yeah, somebody reminded me. They asked me to do a presentation, and I said, sure. I'll do a presentation for women, and I'm zeroing on this time the growth mindset, because individuals need to know that they have billions of cells there to utilize. In addition to that, just remember that there is not just one way to accomplish your goal. You know, some individuals, they think that, I wanted to become a nurse, or I wanted to become a physician, or I wanted to become a physical therapist, I wanted to become a carpenter, or wanted, but maybe a challenge come, life goes on, right? And at that moment, it might not just happen. That individual doesn't have to say, because I didn't get through at this time, that's it, I'm done, I'm finished. I don't think that's for me. No, I'm telling you that. You might just need to try a little harder. Just try and go forward a little more, and you will feel, you will know that you have the capability. That just might be that you have to come from a different angle, a different direction, and you can accomplish your goals. So don't let anybody tell you because you have failed one time or in one area that you can't pursue your journey, your goal, your dream. You can. I'm a living testimony. If at first, that's a gem. If at first you don't succeed, try and try again. Don't use age as a deterrent. No. If you hear this story, some parents today, they send their children off to school, let them accomplish what they have to do, and then they're just ready for school. Others, they might do it concurrently. They're going to school and they're doing their family, and life goes on and they balance. But remember that you're an individual. So not because the other person accomplishes it at an earlier age that you're going to stop. No, you can. I spoke with a friend recently, and she was telling me that she's going back to school for nursing. And I would say she's over 50. But that's her goal. It started some years ago. And what? Life, life changed. And now she's ready to go back. And I said, go for it, girl. Go for it. So you might be just an inspiration to somebody. Just remember, someone is looking at you, and you can be that model for someone else. And young people want to see you too. I read this, it was yesterday. I attended a service, and I remember the preacher talked about Elisha and Elijah. And Elisha would not leave Elijah. He would not. So wherever he went to Bethel, he went to Jericho, he went to wherever other places he went, like about 4 different places, but he would not leave him. He was learning from him. Now, I'm saying that to say there might be somebody you're observing who has so much to offer you, and you need to piggyback. You need to tap in the resources of that person who can help you. And don't be scared to ask. Don't be scared to ask for help. If you want to reach your goal, you have to ask for help. No one person ever has everything together. No, someone helped that person along the way. And that's why I believe in paying it forward. somebody help you along the way. It's your responsibility, it's my responsibility to help somebody along the way too. That's what the world is all about. That's what humanity is all about. And I just want to say that we are all equal. And that's in my book. As I said again, all patients, care every last patient, regardless of your color, your nationality, your voting rights, as we come to this time right now, your ethnicity, your social, your economic state, social economic state status, your sexual orientation, whatever, you deserve the best care. And many areas in this book can attest to this. And if my nurse and if others and if the patients read and know what they're looking for, they can receive a lot of information from both my experience that I've put in there and others that I've gleaned from others over the years. So it was nice sharing with you. Thank you, Bubblegum Ari. And Mafosa, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you all. Sutton 22. It's interesting that when I place my life, I've seen individuals from different parts of the world. I've seen them from India, I've seen them from Bangladesh, I've seen them from Brazil. Well, it's international. So thank you so much. I've seen them from Jamaica. And I know this weekend they're having something special for my alma mater. My alma mater is Northern Caribbean. At my time, it was West Indies College. No, it's Northern Caribbean. And I know they're having a homecoming until the 10th. So let me say hello to you all over there and continue the great work you're doing. And blessings, 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 blessings. Look forward to seeing you again tomorrow night. If you have any question or you want to say something or you can put it in the chat, it's fine with me. So until then, how can you connect with me? You can connect with me on YouTube at Miriam Amanda Smith. All right? I would like you to subscribe. I would like you to share with others. On Instagram is Podcast Mayor. On my website is Empowering New Nurses. Empowering New Nurses. And you will see that there. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great evening. Remember, go and vote. Bye-bye.